Hello, everybody. Welcome to one of Isa's Fireside Chats. Now, today I am not sitting by my fire. I'm sitting on my bed. That's because I'm going to show you guys something interesting today. So, people have asked me, and I've seen over the years many times people have trouble with their uniform braids. Now, let's go into uniform braids for a moment. First of all, for the uniform braids, for your Pathfinders or your adventures if you're using them for the staff, there is no NAD standard for how to wear the things. Okay? Now, if you are like a former Marine, or you had a kid who was in the Civil Air Patrol, or maybe you had an uncle who was a Royal Guards in Britain, or somewhere which has braids, anywhere, they will tell you how to wear their braid in their service. And there's different right, wrong ways to do it, right? So, let me pull around my uniform here. Hold on, let me push this. There we go. So here's this poor uniform here, which has seen much duty. All right, I like to wear mine hooked up here, right? Some people like to hook it up under here. Some people, let me keep it in focus, like to put it under the strap here. Some people put it over the strap here, right? And some styles of braid fit differently too. To keep it all neat, to keep this, it's a little harder than I thought to keep the phone camera steady and move this stuff around. Okay. So, you got your outside loops. We have our braid here. The outside loops are called outside loops for a reason. They go on the outside, not under the arm sleeve. We got the whistle. The whistle goes in the front. And depending on how you put it on, it won't want to sit this way, right? If I were to flip it inside out and try to put this loop under here and this go on top, it puts my whistle on the back side. So for me, just because of how it was braided and how these came across the top. Now, I do know some people who have literally unglued this. It's like they just finalized a little bit of heat glue there to melt the braids together. Maybe some stitches. But they've undone that and then reset it so it sits exactly how they want it. Other people I know have just, like me, they just set it however they think it looks best. Some people go through great lengths to put it how they want it. It's all fine, okay? I've had people like, oh no, that's wrong. This is wrong. No. If it works for you, it's fine. All right? If you wear yours way up over here, that's fine. I recommend looking in the mirror and seeing which type, how to wear it looking good on your body type, more than having it perfect textbook. Now, so when I say your body type, some people have bigger, rounder shoulders. Some people have tall, narrow shoulders. Some people's shoulders are narrow. Some people's shoulders are really wide. And every combination thereof. And depending on your shoulders will affect how that thing lays up there. Okay? Some people, they wear it on the end, around the edge of the sleeve like I do. The thing, and their arm is so little, the thing hangs down so far they can actually get their elbow caught in it. And for them, they're like, it's a safety issue. I need this thing higher. So for them, pulling it up on the shoulder is better because it shortens it up. And I've seen people who've cut them. I know, just scary. They cut their braid. They've cut their braid. They've melted the ends carefully or sewn it ahead of time so that, it won't unravel and literally shorten their braid up. if you are going to cut your braid, I recommend practice on not your braid. Get some rope braided up, and then practice cutting it with like a hot knife or something. And think the best place to do it, I would recommend behind the knot. Right behind the knot would be the least visible spot. I've also seen people who've added around their braid a little piece of cloth, and they've wrapped it around their braid really tightly. A color, of course, to match their braid. Like, see, mine is gold, red, and blue, so I might go probably gold because that's the dominant color, right? But red or blue probably would work as well. But I wouldn't want to go with green and gray. That would be, right? So you want to match. And part of the reason they've done things like that is to cover up where they have melted their rope and made it shorter. They cut through it, and then they cut 3 inches out of the middle, and they bring it up really tight, and then they literally melt them back together again. And it doesn't always look as nice as you'd like, but once you put a little piece of cloth around it, a little tacky glue here or there to straighten it just right, or some thread stitches here and there, and it can look as beautiful as factory made. So, but practice off your nice one. Don't practice on your nice one, right? Just to make certain. Now, other points is, how do you get the silly thing to stay put? That is a very good question. Because some people, your natural shape of your shoulder, you put it on and it stays right there. Other people, you're just like, what? You think, am I wearing it wrong? It never stays in the right place. One, you're probably not wearing it the best way possible for your body style. So play around a little bit. Move it up, move it back, move it around. See if there's a spot where it stays on your shoulder better. But no, it might not just be that you're wearing it wrong. It might just be the shape of your shoulder. Or your shoulder might... really round shoulders, especially those really round shoulders, tend to be a problem. Shoulders that are very small and it just sort of flops around, it can be a problem. Because there's nothing that firm to hold there. One's big and it just sort of rolls off of the shoulder. And then the other one that's really, really small and it seems to move around. I think if you're in the middle, and now middle is objective here. We're talking middle as it fits to the width, the circumference of that braid, whatever that is, right, would keep it more neat. But let me show you some tricks here. Let's see. Here we go. I'm sorry if turning around like that may have made somebody dizzy because the room zipped past. So here we go. Like mine, I have problems with mine. Likes to roll over the top of my shoulder and come this way on me. And it irritates me. So, I pin it in place. Take a look. Here, let me open up my shirt here. All right. There we go. I literally use safety pins. I just put them on the inside. And that safety pin comes right out here. And you can't even see it, see? It took like 3 or 4 times to get it to go just right. And I put it right through the part of my braid there. Yeah, if I pull on it, you can't even see it. You can just sort of see where it pulls on the fabric a bit. And that is the perfect spot to keep my braid where I want it. So when I wear it, it looks like it's in the exact right spot every time. Now, I had to experiment to find that spot. You can also just do more pins here. I got just a box of pins. You don't want too big of a pin, but you don't want too small of a pin. So you want something about, so these big monsters would be pretty big. You wouldn't want those. But you might not be able to get one of these little small ones in there. So I found one of these medium ones worked perfect. But you can just put these inside here, all the way around where you need it. Wherever it's misbehaving, just pull it in and pin it. Okay? And it's not too hard. You can just go all the way around. Let me pull this back out here again. All right. And you may have to wear it around a bit. And this might take a few times of wearing your uniform to get it exactly how you want it. So, you will just put your uniform shirt on. See how it's, stretch and wiggle your shoulders, jump up and down from the mirror a few times, and see how it's misbehaving. And then look at the core problem spot and then pin it. Now, if it's a long distance between the worst of it and the best of it, you should put 2 pins or 3 pins. Just pin. The person who showed me this had, I think, 7 or 8 pins around the top to get it to sit just right the way they wanted it. And, but yeah, that's how you make it work perfectly. Now you can use, let me flip the camera. You can use other things. Safety pins are cheap and easy. But if you want even cheaper, those of you guys who are married or female, there is old bra clips. Don't let your wife, or don't throw out your old bra before you take an X-Acto blade and cut out a few of those clips out of the back. And those clips can be nice because they're very discreet. And you just sew them on right on the seam on the outside, right where nobody will see it. And you sew its counterpart into your braid. And then you just snap it in. Think about what direction the snaps go and how your particular shoulder, how you move, pulls and pushes on it. Because it can pop out. But in general, they don't. They do pretty good. I've also seen people use teeny buttons of Velcro. That one can work, but again, that one's a little easier to come off accidentally, but a lot easier to put on and off for the wash. So there's that for a bonus. Also, the snaps from bras too are pretty good for going in and out of the wash, because you can just unclip it and put it in the wash. So safety pins, I unpin it and then I wash it and I repin it, but I leave the safety pin in for the wash in the inside of the shirt, so I don't have to find that sweet spot again. So, but I unpin off the braid part because I don't wash the braid if I have to wash the uniform. And I know some of you guys are like, wash the uniform? Yeah. What are you doing? Well, I wear mine a lot, so I get washed a lot more than your guys'. Cause you might wear yours twice a year. Mine gets worn almost every week. So, yeah. In the summer, one good hot, sweaty investiture, it needs a cleaning before the next week, and the next week, and the next week. I've gotten really good about putting my pins and patches on and off. Well, not the patches, but the pins. The pins, the ribbons, the braids. I got it down to a science. But that is my piece of advice for you guys in this video, is how to keep those braids straight. A little experimentation, a few pins, and yours can look crisp and sharp every time. Don't let people bully you around about what the correct way it is, because their correct was probably correct for them, but it might not be correct for you. And remember, braids come from a military service tradition, but every tradition has its own rules where to wear it. And it's okay if, you got a Civil Air Patroller telling you how to hook it one way and a Marine telling you how to hook it a different way. That's fine. They can both be right, and you can be right. So, not worth fighting over. Enjoy wearing your braids. They're a lot of fun. And I'll see you in my next video.